Good evening, good evening. Today is Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. Good evening to you guys. Good to have you in attendance. Melissa, if I could get a roll call, please.
Commissioner Jessica Berry. Commissioner Bob Berry.
Here.
Commissioner Jim Gribble absent. Commissioner Lauren Jones.
Here.
Commissioner Pat Setzer. Here. And Commissioner Cole Young.
Present.
Alrighty, that constitutes as a quorum. If I could have you all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Good evening, everyone. It's glad to see you guys. Albeit we have no audience tonight, we will fast forward through the public comments and presentations. I know that you guys did not have a public art committee meeting this month, so we will skip through that as well and go straight into staff reports. Melissa, I will let you take over from here.
Thank you. A quick note on upcoming events. The Holiday Sing-Along does return, and it's both in person and streaming online with our partnership with St. Paul's United Methodist Church. That's 3:30 p.m. on Monday, December 6th. So in person, the church is recommending masks if you attend in person, and it will be streamed online on Facebook, and I'm working on I just got the final details from the church today, so working on the graphics and promos for that, but they'll be done by the end of the week. You've probably noticed we have a new artist in the Chamber Gallery here, Elizabeth White. At the time that I scheduled her, I decided not to have a reception due to the COVID numbers, but now that they've dropped, and she will be in here through the end of December. If you are interested in having a small reception before the December meeting, let me know, and I'll reach out to her to see if she's interested. And it'll be just another 6:15, 6:30 to 7 p.m. meeting time, just to meet and greet the artist. And we also have an exhibition in here lined up for January and February. So we are good to go through March is the next time we need to be looking for inside the Chamber Gallery, and also after our Veterans Celebration display case is taken down at the end of this week. Next week we will actually have 3D art in both cases from a local artist. So that is exciting because we have not had 2 cases filled with 3D art ever, probably. So something to look forward to there, so that's nice. And then I went ahead and included your meeting schedule with the actual dates of our meetings in this packet, since I messed it up last time and gave you the wrong year. So these are the correct dates for the correct years. And that concludes my report.
Anybody have any questions for Melissa? Go ahead, Bob.
The sing-along is what date again?
Monday, December 6th, 3:30 p.m. at St. Paul's United Methodist Church.
Okay. And I see that it has the tree trail.
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped that.
Okay.
So I have signed the commission up for a tree on the tree trail. We're hoping this is a larger tree trail than before. I know that we can easily have at least 40 trees out there. I am giving Mr. Jones the tree and decorations after this meeting this evening. I will be out of town the week of Thanksgiving that it needs to be set up. So I'm sure he'll get in contact with you to see who can help put that up, and then hopefully all the decorations are there and good. And if there's anything else you need me to do when I get back, let me know. But yes, you'll have a tree on the trail.
Any other questions? All righty, thank you, Melissa. We appreciate it. We will move on to the consent agenda. Since we didn't have a meeting last month, this will be the August minutes. I hope everybody had an opportunity to read those over. If I could have a motion to approve the August consent agenda meeting minutes.
So moved.
And a second, please.
Second.
All in favor, please raise your right hand. Carries 5-0 or 5, 1 absent. Thank you, guys. we have no unfinished business, so we will move into new business. And Melissa, I will let you take over from here regarding the budget for the sing-along.
As I just mentioned, the holiday sing-along is returning. So in the past, we've spent generally around $825 total, which includes a little bit of promotions and the fees for the organist and the director, and then the refreshments from the church and their part in helping host that event. So just asking for your permission to get that money to them.
Okay, so if I could have a motion to approve the $1,000 for the holiday sing-along.
So moved.
And a second, please.
Second.
All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Carries 5-1 absent. Thank you, guys. And the second item of business for tonight is prioritizing the top 3 locations for our 3-year plan for our rotating public art. The Parks Board finally got together and set a new priority. And so, Melissa, I'll let you speak a little bit here, but we get to decide what order, essentially, we would like to go in.
Thank you. We did get the list from the Park Board and Parks and Rec staff on the public art locations, and hopefully you read through the agenda item information form and how those areas were, how the top 3 were selected. The Memorial Park, I would say, is the top priority. There's already electricity, it's in a prominent area, and there's just like a dead tree or a tree stump, what used to be a tree, in that area, so it definitely could use some beautifying. And these are I spoke with Nathan Mastine, the director of Parks and Recreation, and he said that these were excellent spots for a rotating art program. And then I'll get into, would you like me to get into the funding idea?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. So I know that generally it's before, even though we bought our first rotating piece of art, a 2-year program, 2-year loan, essentially $3,000 total goes to the artist, $1,500 at the installation, and then the remaining $1,500 at the end when they take the piece away. I spoke with Mr. Mastine, and he suggested an idea so that we didn't have to worry about the funding at the back end. So if we, per piece, could allocate $4,000 from the current budget, we'd have that $1,500 to immediately pay the artist once the piece is selected and installed, and then the remaining $1,500 plus $1,000 for maintenance could be put in a restricted fund, is like the foundation. So there's no time limit on that. It's not a use it or lose it type of thing like we have with our current budget. And then we've already taken care of the remaining $1,500 to pay the artist, and the $1,000 for supplies for our, now that we know our parks workers can pour concrete, to pay for the supplies. We don't have to pay them, but the supplies or any maintenance along the way. And the hope would be that we wouldn't have to use that $1,000 every time, and that we can kind of slowly build up over a few years to have a fund that maybe at some point in time we can put more money toward a permanent piece or something like that. So if you would like to, I would recommend the 3-year plan to do 1 piece per year for rotating, but it's certainly up to you if you would like to allocate $8,000 out of this budget for 2 pieces this year, but I know that that's a lot of our budget. So that's the information that I have for you, and I'm just asking for you to approve my suggested 1, 2, 3, or actually Park suggested 1, 2, 3, Memorial Park, Eagle Glen North Trailhead, Eagle Glen South Trailhead, but it's your call.
Okay, could I get a motion to approve?
I have a question first. Is a question after the motion?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry.
All right, no problem. Could I get a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
And a second? And we can now open up the floor for questions.
So, question. I was just curious kind of on the, reasoning's not the right word, but, and I think Eagle Glen is definitely an area that is kind of an area that's it's time for a public art piece there. I was just curious about the decision to have two there.
Sure. They are very well. First of all, they're very well traveled. They are, our park superintendent feels that they're very safe areas that we wouldn't have to deal with any vandalism. And also, we did just install in the last 2 years at Hawk Ridge Park and at TV Hanna Station. Recreation Park, they would like to wait until the expansion of the rack, which will be in a couple years. So that's kind of what pushed the Eagle Glen and that first Memorial Park area to the top of the list.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Bob, any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we've set aside an extra 1,000 that goes into a restricted fund. What happens if we end up not having to use that? Does the art
We keep it forever until we want it, until we need
anything
it.
that the art commission needs?
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be just supplies or.
Correct. Well, correct. But I would say the intention would be that at the end of a few years, if we have a little pool built up, that it could go into a bigger project, but it is at the commission's discretion.
Thank you.
Jessica, any questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second. If I could get everyone's approval by raising your right hand. Okay. Carries 5, 1 absent. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. So what happens now? You just send that information to them so they lock it in, or?
Yes, so our, we would get the Public Art Committee together next month and maybe go through these areas, maybe meet or take a look on your own, see, I kind of want to have an idea of what we want in these areas rather than just doing an open call. So we can kind of hone in on what your vision is, and then we can make the plan to put out the call maybe in December or January, install in the spring.
Okay, yeah, no, that sounds good. If you guys, Jessica, I know you expressed some interest as well in joining the Public Art Committee, so if you guys want to, I'll open up an email thread. We can set a date. We can all go out together and look at the sites and kind of start some dialogue and kind of see what we think would work, and then you guys can give Melissa and we'll put the call out. That sound fair? Sound like a plan? Okay. Okay. Okay, well, we are winding down. We will move into commissioner comments. And ladies first, Ms. Setcher, I'll let you lead.
None.
Ms. Berry? None. Cole?
No comments.
And Mr. Berry.
Quick one about Veterans Day. We're supposed to have some people here to stamp perhaps some passports.
Yes, I think initially Jessica signed up.
And
Don't know if
when
you
is that?
recall.
That's tomorrow at 4?
That is tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Okay, because I can come too, I'm available.
Sure, I don't expect a huge crowd and probably even fewer with passports tomorrow just because it's winding down.
Right.
But if you can make it, that's great. If not, I think it'll just be a few people. I can handle stamping anyone that might show up too, because I'll be in attendance.
There's a chance for some inclement weather. Where does this get moved?
It is inside Centerview already.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay then, well, thanks.
Okay, Melissa, thank you as always for your hard work. We appreciate you. Guys, as we head into this new fiscal year, I think one of the big things that we did do well was the stamp book was a pretty big hit.
Yeah.
So I would say next year, I think our biggest opportunity is just everybody kind of settling into assisting as much as you can, just so we kind of share that wealth. You know, I know schedules can get tight and everybody's got a lot going on, but I don't want to put it on just a couple people. So, you know, if everybody will get a schedule together, kind of like we did last time, as far as the events are laid out, and then, you know, we can look at it. Everybody can kind of get a couple things on the calendar, and then maybe, you know, have some some maybe dates as well, and we can kind of work through that just to make sure that everybody gets their fair share of being able to stamp. It's actually a lot of fun to do it. You know I did it with Jim, and learned a lot about Jim that day. His personality came out, but it actually is really fun to do. It gets us ingratiated with the community as well. You know, one of the main things I heard was I didn't know there was a stamp book, or I didn't know the Arts Commission sponsored anything. And so, you know, it was a great opportunity for us kind of just to put ourselves out there more and more with the community. And I think the community's starting to see, you know, some of the things that we're doing within it, you know. And so, you know, kudos to you guys for all the work you're putting in. And, you know, I just look forward to a pretty big year this year as far as, you know, artists concerned in the city. Did you have anything, Jessica? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, Melissa, did you have anything?
I would just like to add that I am going to get the prizes. I've finally given in, and I know I have nowhere to store them but my office, which is fine. It's full of so many fun things. But we have cleared out a lot of space underneath the stairwell with getting rid of all those mugs and a lot of coloring books, so that's great. So I will get the prizes, and even though we really won't be promoting the prizes too much before we actually draw the names, we will be promoting turning in your stamp books here in December. And actually that's going to be part of the, if anyone does with a stamp book shows up to the sing-along, that will be our actual last event of, yes, our last event of the year after the tree trail, the tree lighting. So also if anyone's planning on coming to the tree lighting to stamp, that would be great, and let me know. Okay. But anyway, I'll grab the prizes. We'll give away some big prizes. We'll make a big deal out of the prizes and our winners, and that way that'll help spur interest for the next one. And also, we do need to, next month I will have a list of parks events that we can piggyback off of. And then, and they're going to have their information for the whole spring to me, and hopefully most of the summer. And then also, we do need to start booking our musical entertainment very quickly to get all of that taken care of. So if anyone has any specific requests, please let me know. Otherwise, if you are okay with me running with it for at least we're going to do just three concerts only at the amphitheater. There's going to be construction, so I'm giving them my schedule, hoping that they work around that when they do a little bit of work out on the amphitheater. So anyway, if you have ideas of even interactive things that we can do, like the smaller things, we'll have TB Hannah Station, and of course back here behind Centerview, they're doing some improvements to the landscaping back there, and adding some lighting, so it should be another good spot too. So please send me your ideas like ASAP.
Okay, if nobody has anything else, could I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And a second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Guys, thank you very much. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday with your loved ones, and I will see you in December.